Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 59 of Say What's Real. I got my co-host with me.
10 more and we're done, right? 69 is the goal.
Yeah, the Takashi number is like the golden number, I think. I think most people, once you get past 70 or 80, you gotta... Hey, no one wants to listen anymore. You know
I
what I mean?
wasn't thinking of it as the Takashi number, but
Oh, you would think about the freaky ass... I can't say the word, you can.
you a freaky ass nigga.
Yeah. You whispered it like you were saying a bad word. He did look at her. Hey, Sam, you can tell everybody you're
I'm
from
a African, so
yeah, you're from the community, so
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, unless I get the pass. But even then,
it's
you
only
gotta-
temporary passes, though.
yeah, it's not like it's like a day pass when you go to like the park or something.
Exactly.
It's not like you can just walk around. If your black friends give you the N-word pass, you can't just. That's not forever.
Right.
It's like at that event. If you're having a kickback or a party, then it's cool, right? But like you can't just walk around like, hey, Sam gave me the N-word pass a month ago. Like, bro, not every black person is the same.
Yeah, 10 years ago, my homie, he said I could say it whenever.
Yeah, so now I could, like Ryan Garcia, Lil Wayne said I could say it. Like, bro, Lil Wayne didn't mean go on Twitter and say the hard ER. And you know what I mean? But guys, it is hot today. Super hot. It's like in the 90s, high 90s. Now, if you're from Las Vegas, Arizona, California, you might be thinking, you guys are wimps. We are, because we live in Washington. It's never this
It's
hot.
brutal.
So it feels like we're inside of a microwave.
It does.
So we came here in this hot room, hot weather, to entertain you guys.
And we looking hot.
And the N-word pass thing was just the beginning. I don't know how far this is gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely, hit the bell, all that good stuff. They say it helps people's channels.
Let us know down below if you're part of the Noti gang.
Yeah, dude, let us know, man. Comment below too about anything else, because there's been people in the past who were like really, really avid supporters. I know you guys still watch, but maybe you don't want to be the first comment. Maybe that's the problem. Like, no one wants to be the first comment.
Be brave.
Exactly. Once the first comments come in, you guys start to roll. So don't you dare be afraid to be the first comment.
Be brave.
All right. But speaking of comments, Sam, there was some people on the Star Wars videos that me and you did recently where they were going in on me, man. And it's because I'm very opinionated when it comes to Star Wars. So let's just get that out the way. I have really strong opinions about Disney Star Wars. I'm not a full Disney Star Wars hater, though, as many of you who have watched this channel before. I love The Mandalorian, love season 2 of it. Ahsoka, I liked Ahsoka. Book of Boba Fett was okay. I can see why Book of Boba Fett got piled on. I can see that. I can even see why people piled on Ahsoka a little bit. The Kenobi show, no, not good to me. Good moments, not good to me. Acolyte, though, it's just not good. The ratings are so bad that like Rotten Tomatoes has literally taken the audience score off. Maybe by the time this video gets put out, that might change. But as of now, bro, you can't look at the audience score.
Crash their server with all the bad ratings.
Yeah, and it's just like it makes Disney look even worse. You guys can't handle criticism? Not everything I feel like we were giving good criticism on the Acolyte, but people online, they like to throw around these terms like misogynist, racist, you don't like women, you don't like people of color, that's not true. That's just simply not true. House of the Dragon is clear-cut proof that that's not true. And the fact that you keep throwing those labels out
look at those audience scores. There's so many films that do it right where they can create a super dynamic person, main character, regardless what they look like, and we don't hate on it.
No.
When you put out shitty product, we're gonna shit on it.
Yeah, 100%. And what he just said, when people do that, people will throw these labels out to like kind of deter it, and that's not deterring me, because I'm gonna straight up tell you, I love Star Wars. Like, it's one of my since I was a kid, it's one of the things that in my life that make me feel at home, make me feel like this nostalgia feeling that I felt when I was a kid. So I love this. I do. And the fact that I know what good Star Wars is. I've seen how good it can be. I see how good it is when people who are writing these books and shows and movies, when they respect the lore, it could be amazing. The games, great too. But now you got it to where you call out the and that's not me just trying to, because I know there's a lot of channels on YouTube, Sam, that make a lot of money on hating on Disney Star Wars. No matter what they do, there is hate channels.
Yeah.
I watch them sometimes. Like there's Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, Ryan Kennel. A lot of those guys make a lot of money and views off just slamming Disney Star Wars. And I'm not one of those people. I feel like I'm trying to be like a middle ground here, right? When
Yeah, there's a
Disney
balance.
when Disney Star Wars is good, I'll tell you. When it's bad, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And the fact that some of those comments were like, "Oh, the writers know more than you." Maybe they do, but they're not showing it.
No.
They're not showing it.
They're going away for the lore for woke agendas, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I wish it wasn't that, man. I wish I could sit here and tell you that it wasn't that. But a lot of this stuff is that. They're trying, it's these people just, that, for instance, we talked about this earlier today. It's like for House of the Dragon, like there's women in that show, there's people of color, there's black guys, black women. But they're not sitting there.
Oh, life's hard because I'm a different color and I look different. And
Yeah.
life's hard. They all are on the level ground, and people love that. They like, everyone knows that being racist is bad.
Yep.
That some people do live a harder life for one reason or another, whether it's the color of their skin, their religion, whatever, and that sucks, but we know that. So when you show it, we know you're not being racist. It's showing like an agenda, like in Star Wars, when they show like incest and stuff, we know that this isn't real life. We're not, I'm offended that they'd show something like this. So grow up, Disney, and show us everything. Let us really get into these characters.
Yep.
I'm not saying you got to make it R-rated and go crazy and make the Hangover version of Star Wars.
That would be crazy. Can you imagine?
That would be great.
Yeah.
Actually,
you just gave them an idea, bro.
Hit me up, bro.
Disney stuff. Disney's like, what do you do?
But you can push that line without people getting offended, and it will probably make a better product than just placing characters and ideals into shows to push your woke agenda.
Perfectly said, man. I mean, you guys can make great stuff without having to cram down our throats. Just, I don't even want to say it's politics, because like a lot of stuff that they're talking about, like I don't think like having a female lead is politics. It's just
No.
it's like basically agendas.
Yeah.
Just give us a female lead without her going around in the show talking about how women have it hard and no one likes women and women don't make as much as men. It's like, bro, we get it. That's a real life thing. We get it. But does every show you make have to do that now? I get it. Not every Disney show's doing that, but enough is happening to where you got to start saying to yourself, like, bro, we get it, guys. We get it. But this is Star Wars. Like in House of the Dragon, we keep coming back to it.
Mm-hmm.
They're in like their own world. Westeros is its own thing.
Exactly.
Westeros has its own lore, its own problems. You don't see Corlys walking around talk about they don't like people like us, son.
Exactly.
Son, when the people at King's Landing stop you, just make sure you just be respectful. And I get it. People in real life have to tell their kids that.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But in Westeros, I mean, if they started doing that in the show, it's like, bro, what are you guys doing?
In Tatooine, that's not happening.
Yeah, like we're not in Tatooine. Like, hey, son, when you go outside, don't give anybody eye contact because they don't like people like us.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, what are we doing? Now I get it. In real life, that happens, and you kind of have to do that. As I'm assuming, if you're the parent of a black kid in America, I get why that conversation is needed.
Regardless of the politics, like there can be different ideals in these worlds you create, and it makes a better show. It makes a deeper show if everything connects to these woke topics. I hate using the word woke because it's misused so much and abused, but that's what it is at the end of the day, is these woke ideals crammed into their films and shows just to be in there.
And it's suffering, dude. You could tell the views, the money these guys are leaving on the table. It's like, you guys want to continue to lose money and lose.
Write a good story. At the end of the day, I don't care the message behind this, that, and the third. This is a different world. It shouldn't align. Movies and TV should be an escape
100%
from what we get
preach.
here. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to be like, oh, dang, today sucked. Someone was racist towards me. And then go watch a show and be like, dang, even in this world.
Even in Westeros, they don't like black people. Yeah, no, I get it, bro. It makes yeah. Like I kind of think a good thing that you touched on was the. I'll get to that in a second, but especially what you just said. Like, yeah, we should be able to come home after experiencing whatever we're experiencing in our life, and just escape from it.
Exactly.
Right? It's cool when certain shows have those messages.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain shows
Mm-hmm.
that do it right, and they don't make it the focus. They don't say everything revolves around this.
Mm-hmm.
Our script has to live and die on this, but they touch on it in subtle ways. You don't have to be like, dang, life sucks being black in Tatooine, you know?
Yeah, like and Westeros, it's like, hey, bro, like
You
they don't.
can just have like side scenes and stuff like that that just point at it and the struggle, if that's part of your world. But up until Disney took the rights of Star Wars, that was never part of this world.
I can't wait until season 3 of House of the Dragon when, or maybe even in season 2 when Corlys turns to the side like, "What do you mean, you people?" And then one of them has to be like, like, so can you imagine? What do you mean, you people? Oh, I mean, I was just saying because like you guys kind of you're not on our side, and it's like you have to explain what he means. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy funny,
that
bro.
would be wild.
Or just some other shit like, hey, bro, like, why did you help him instead? Is there a reason? Like, can you imagine? I'm glad House of the Dragon doesn't do that, dude.
Exactly. As I said,
Yeah.
it's an escape. Like, I think Deadpool's gonna do a good job of not pushing an agenda. They're just gonna have a good movie.
Yes. I
You know?
agree. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna Marvel's on the rope right now, and I think
They
it's
are.
gonna bring them
They're
right
on
back.
the tightrope. They got Ilya Tapuria backing them up, about to get knocked out.
I feel like it's like, okay, I get why those comments were saying that to me, but bro, at the end of the day, I love this, and I just want it to be good again. Am I wrong for wanting it to be good again? When you make those comments, it's like, hey, bro, just shut up and watch whatever they put out.
And then there's also comments about if you don't like it, just don't watch it. And I think that's ridiculous. That's just saying, like, I always compare it to like the UFC when people say, "Oh, you're just a casual if you're not going to watch this card," and because it's actually good. If you're a hardcore fan, you love these fights. And it's just like, "No, I don't." And I consume MMA like a drug, bro.
Yeah, he's not lying, guys. Sam actually, like, out of anybody I've ever met, like, he's the real deal Holyfield, dude.
And when people just say, "Yeah, you're just a casual if you're not going to watch Rose Namajunas and this other girl headline a fight night after 2 weeks off," and it's like, I mean, I guess that's a cool fight. That could be like a prelim. That could be the first fight on the card, but it should not be headlining a card. Point blank. Period. Rose Namajunas. I was live when she fought for the title, and that was the worst fight of all time. I mean, it's rated as the worst fight of all time, and there's people still defending it. And it's the same thing with you gatekeepers of your shows, your movies, they all do the same stuff. It's like, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. But I want to watch it. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
want it to be good. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch all these MMA fights. I'm going to watch everything that Marvel puts out until it's too crazy and it's just like, okay, I can't.
yeah, like I get what you're saying, man, especially with the UFC thing. Like, hey, I'm so in love with this sport. I love everything about it. I just want it to be good. Why can't these people who are getting paid probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, just put effort into something?
Yeah, I
We
mean,
have to go to our regular 9 to 5 every day and put in effort, right? So why can't you guys who are getting paid this big money to write stuff and put cards together and make movies, you can't just make it a good, you can't make a good product? What is so hard about
just
that?
don't watch though,
Just don't
Andrew.
watch it, dude. Hey, hey, son, if you keep complaining, dude, what you doing? Stop watching it.
Just stop watching.
Who gives a shit if there's a fucking woman or person of color, dude? Just stop watching it, dude.
But I mean, it makes me not want to watch it. And that's not what I want. I don't want to dislike the sport. I want it to be good. I want to be excited for these next 2 weekends of fights. But I'm just not. They're some of the worst products
Yeah, I mean,
that,
I'm kind of like,
and for someone who buys every single pay-per-view, pays for ESPN Plus, I put a lot of money into this sport and I feel like I'm just not getting my money's worth.
yeah, and you're not even saying that like it's because they had women headlining. It's
No,
because
I mean,
hey, it's kind of like the Caitlin Clark thing. It's like when you have star power and you're really popular and you sell a lot, yeah, let's make you the headliner.
I'm just saying 2 or 3 years ago, the UFC was having ranked fighters who were on the way to the belt headlining almost every single fight night. And now these guys are only on pay-per-views, and as I said, Rose just had the worst fight ever. It was the most boring fight. They literally stared at each other for 25 straight minutes and just threw feints. They were like,
I'm glad I didn't watch it, but
you know?
yeah.
And it's just like, you're going to let her headline a fight card after
Rose
that?
is the ball chick, right?
Yeah, yeah. And she's had incredible moments. And I acknowledge that. She was one of my favorite female fighters for a very long time. But I'm sorry, at this point in her career, she does not belong headlining a fight night. Put her on these pay-per-views. I mean, I don't know. It's frustrating for someone who invests so much time into the sport, for like Dana White and the UFC to just continuously just put out shittier and shittier product. The pay-per-view a couple of weeks ago was just absolutely terrible.
Well, how long can these companies like UFC, Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, all of it? Because it's how long can these people just keep putting out shit until people are done, bro?
Well, they know that they already have the subscribers. That's the problem with this subscription based shit. Like with the UFC, they know they already have their core subscribed to ESPN Plus. They don't even need us to watch those fight nights. They just need you to be subscribed,
Yeah,
you know?
because that pays for a lot of it,
So they're just like, let's put out a garbage product.
and they probably
The
don't have to pay those
hardcore
fighters.
fans, they'll watch it and they'll cry about it a little, and we just won't do anything because what else are they going to watch? The PFL?
That's insane, dude.
You know? And it's the same thing with Disney Plus. They already have their subscribers. And the problem is, if I unsubscribe from Disney Plus until my next show, I'm going to subscribe for the next thing that comes out from Marvel. And if I watch one episode and I don't like it, they still got my $8. And now it's not even worth canceling, and I end up keeping it another month and another month and another month, and then I'm like, oh shit, I've been paying for Disney Plus. I haven't watched anything on there
Yeah,
since
and
this.
it could go 3 2 months without watching something, and you're still subscribed to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you cancel it, and then guess what? The cycle repeats once the next thing comes out.
Yep.
That has a little bit of controversy. I bet it's the same thing with Star Wars, you know?
I had to like really sit back when it comes to stuff that I love, especially Star Wars and all that stuff, and realize like, hey, online discourse makes it so hard. Because for instance, me and Sam had watched the Not Like Us video before we started shooting, and I do want to take time to say I'm gonna eat a little crow here. And there's a lot of people who are happy. He's sitting across from me. One of them. One of them's probably at work right now, and he knows Warren. He knows who he is, but he hates Drake. So and the guy in front of me kind of does too. So
I love Drake. He's actually my favorite.
I'm gonna eat crow. We I spent the last like couple weeks. I kind of just I was in denial. I think I've said this before on camera, but I think Kendrick won. But I just there was a lot of stuff that was happening that I was like, I don't like hypocrisy, guys. I don't like right. And I kept getting in comments, you not like us though, bro. You not like us, bro. And he a PDF, bro. And like it's like okay, like you know what I mean. And like I feel like I went to war for somebody that I don't even know. Like what are we doing? Like you know what I mean? Like and me and Sam watched the video. The video's good, man.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I hate the song. I don't
Debo
really.
turned on Drake.
I'm not really gonna sit here and like dance to a song about getting a guy getting called a PDF, bro. I'm not gonna dance to a song about that. Like I get
Hey,
why.
#1 song of the year, most
I
listened
know.
to song.
I get why you guys do. I get why you guys want to dance to it, and I get it. But like I'm not going to. But the video was good. I've said to my friends since the beginning of this that the strategy that Kendrick used was phenomenal, bro. When you use God against Drake, the culture, streamers, bloggers, rappers, basketball players, you're coming at him, you're like going at his family and his son, his mom, his dad. Like you, dude, I've never seen something like that ever, right? Because like a lot of people who are part of the rap culture, they do talk about God, right? So like you're turning God against them, the culture. Hey, bro, you're not. Are you really like black, bro? Like that was genius. And I wish Drake would have had some friends or people around him to say, hey, I don't know if you should go at Kendrick this way. You probably what you should do is record a bunch of tracks with different angles that you think he might take and come prepared. I don't think Drake thought Kendrick was going to come with stockpiled disses. Who would have thought of that? And any rap beef that's ever happened, I've never seen someone have like stockpiled disses. I don't think Drake thought Kendrick was going to do that.
No.
So he probably thought, hey, I'm going to drop Family Matters and Kendrick's going to take another couple weeks and that song will ride out. Nah, dude. That's when I knew. When he dropped Meet the Grams right after Family Matters, I'm like, he has a stockpile. He was prepared. So we watched the video. Great video. It's just I don't know what to say. I mean I feel almost as tired as probably Drake does going online and having to like explain to people. But another video Sam showed me. We were watching Moist Critical reviewing the song, but also he was talking about the incident in Colorado where Drake's on camera with the 17-year-old. It's a hard watch.
It's so bad.
It's bad. It's yikes. It is, and it's one of those things that I haven't addressed ever, except I have friends of mine who will like talk to me about it, like, hey, bro, what about this? Do I think Drake's a pedophile for that? No. But it's very creepy, it's very inappropriate, and it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
So I still like his music, but yeah, bro, what were you doing there?
It's out of line. I mean, maybe he's not like sexting teenagers, but that shit's still out of line.
It's extremely inappropriate, and I get it. I get it. I get that there's nuances to things, but there's not really. Yeah, you were 23, Drake, at the time, or however old you were. I think it was like 23 or 24. She was 17. That doesn't make it less creepy. It's just it was inappropriate, dude. And us fans of you should have held you accountable for that.
Yeah, it's so weird that it took so long for that video to truly surface. Because one of my other friends, he always would argue with me that like now that this beef is happening, now everyone's talking about the video, and I'm like, yeah,
because
no one knew about this video until now, and he's like, why wasn't it a problem that this happened before, but now it is. It's like it was a problem, but now everyone knows,
and no one cared to talk about it.
Exactly.
Especially like with the Millie Bobby Brown thing. There was reports that like he went to dinner with her and her parents, and like they were texting and stuff, and she said, "Hey, Drake was giving me boy advice." Again, there's nuances, right? But come on, Drake. Now, I used to say the excuse, "Hey, he comes from the acting world. He was an actor at that age too." So he was probably texting people like Kevin Smith and all the people on the set of Degrassi who are older, and maybe they were doing. Maybe that's why he thought it was okay. Does it make it okay? There's a fine line. If he wasn't texting Millie Bobby Brown sexually or inappropriately or like anything weird like that, it is still weird that you're texting a girl that young. I don't. Is he a pedophile for that? I'm not gonna call him one.
And like at the end of the day, Drake, who are you to give a 14, 13-year-old girl advice?
Especially boy advice.
When you're older, I would get if it's like a 20-year-old girl you're talking to and she's like, "Yeah, I just got famous and now I'm entering the dating scene." That's a different conversation, you know?
It's a yeah. I want to know what boy advice you give her. Like what did you say? Like did you? Boys are mean. Like, what did you say?
What advice what kind of expert are you on this that you can give boy advice to a 14-year-old?
Yeah, it's still kind of. It's I have to really. I'm not. I don't. I've never texted someone that young, so I don't know. I don't even know what I would be like. In my opinion, I don't because I don't do that. I don't text people that young.
Because I'm not gonna give you boy advice on teenagers. Teenagers are crazy, bro.
Yeah, me and you come from a different era of teenagers.
Exactly, that too. Like,
We come from the era where like you had to smoke weed out of an apple and soda cans and you had to sneak out, and we didn't really have cell phones like that, and there was no Google Maps, and there was none of that. So we come from a different like cloth from these new age teenagers. So I wouldn't know what to say to a teenager now. Like, can you give me boy advice? Wait till you're 18 to date. Like, I don't know what would I even say.
yeah, because in my opinion, most high school, middle school relationships are just the worst, which is why, thank God, most of them don't survive,
Yeah.
you know?
Then most of them don't, and it sucks when you're at that age. You feel like, hey, that's the love of my life. I'm gonna
Yeah.
marry this person.
It's
And
hard not to, bro. You're so, I mean, you're not fully developed. I think that's the other part is like when you're talking to a 14-year-old, can a 14-year-old consent?
no,
No.
no.
So it's just like it's so weird as as someone who's older to be giving advice to a girl, and then who knows where that conversation goes. Like, let me see or something.
What's up,
Like,
mommy?
what you working with,
Yeah.
mom? You know,
It's bro. I mean,
that's weird. That's
every
weird.
girl so far that has been tied to these alleged like videos or incidents, they've all came out and said like, hey, Drake didn't say anything nasty to us. He didn't do anything nasty to us. There was never anything like bad. So at the end of the day, do I think Drake's a pedophile? No, but you have done some things, bro, that like, come on, dude. You're too famous, you're too talented, you're not even ugly to me. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop doing like,
Champagne poppy.
I get it if you're like if you don't want to settle down and you wanna have sex with all these random women, that's your business, bro. But I don't know. I would keep away from anything that like, bro, even if like we were at a meet and greet and someone's like, hey, I'm 16, I really love your music, I'd be like, okay, let me sign something, and okay, bye, have a good one.
Exactly.
There would be no like, hey, can I, like, Dr. Disrespect, hey, can I message you on Whisper? There would be none of
That's
that. Why?
wild.
Yeah, and why do these people, they like, social media is so big now, and like the evidence against you can become so like, there could be so much piled against you now. Bro, if anybody's under the age of 18, or even like if you're like in your late 40s, late 30s, and someone like 19, 20s trying to talk to you, I'd still stay away from them. Like, yeah, I could talk to you and stuff, but bro, you're like, what do I have in common with you?
I mean, ultimately, like if I were a famous person, I would be looking for people who have no idea what I do. You know?
And for me, that too, but I would look for people who are probably like 25 and over.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
But
like I would not even entertain anybody younger than that because it's just like we don't got nothing in common.
That, and I just feel like there's too many leeches. If you go
Mm-hmm.
for a fan, even if it's a girl of age, it's like, what is she using you for? Like, at the end of the day, it's a fan. She likes your work.
Yeah.
She likes the amount of clout you have. I'm looking for someone who doesn't care about that, who genuinely just likes me, and cares about me.
Yeah, and a lot of this should be talked about. Like a lot of this, and my dog, he's excited about the Drake topic. He scares me. He hears Drake, he starts working. Uh, a lot of the blame though should be placed on the parents,
Yes.
and I'm not saying like Millie Bobby Brown's parents, but like kinda because when it comes to R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Drake, all them, when these parents are like, yeah, go meet Michael Jackson, yeah, go spend the night with Michael Jackson, yeah, go spend the night with R. Kelly, yeah, go fly around the world with R. Kelly. It's like these parents never get the same backlash that the famous people do. And I get it, the famous people, you need the backlash. We need to hold you guys accountable. You guys make too
Well,
much
they're the
money.
ones in the spotlight. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, no one knows
The,
who this daughter's father is.
it's just creepy how parents are so like, yeah, go spend the night at Michael Jackson's house. And I'm not saying Michael Jackson did anything. It was all alleged. I wasn't there. But when you hear those stories, it's like, I'm not letting my little daughter or son spend the night at MJ's house.
No, not at all. I think that there is no place for, if you're over the age of 18, for you to be talking to anyone under the age beyond, hey, how you doing?
100%.
That should be your whole conversation. There doesn't need to be this, let me get your Snapchat and we can just talk.
That's another thing. If you're over the age of 30 with a Snapchat, I mean, I don't know if you have one.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't. And if you're over the age of 30 with the Snapchat, grow up, bro. Like, what are you on Snapchat for? I know people are going to fucking kill me for that, but seriously, dude, like, I deleted that shit. At a certain point, nobody at your age range really probably has Snapchat. So you're on Snapchat with a bunch of young people and you're seeing all the people with their smoking clips and drinking clips and mouthing songs. It's like, get off Snapchat, dude. What are you doing on Snapchat? But yeah, guys, it is extremely hot today. I'm like dripping. So I'm going to end the episode because I feel like I'm going to die. And earlier today, I like fell and hit my head. So
Yeah,
we're
you got
like,
rocked.
I need to wear a helmet because clearly I can't be trusted out in public. So before we end the episode,
Okay, man.
you guys go follow Sam on his YouTube channel as well. All of his social media accounts under Classicnarfer. Also follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the good stuff. Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. You'll catch us all on there. I do want to thank you, Sam, for coming over, obviously, because it's like extremely hot and
Yeah.
we still showed up basically did a podcast in a microwave.
Yeah, we really did. It is hot
So-
as a motherfucker.
Yeah, and I'm like dripping. Pause. So, but you know what I mean?
In
But-
more than one way.
Until next time, guys, peace.